Okay, so here's your tip, how to succeed in the class. It has to do with being better at studying. Some of you may already know this stuff, but some of you don't. There are 3 steps to learning, memory, ultimately recall. The first step is something called encoding. The second is called consolidation. And the third is called retrieval. You have to excel at all 3 of these to excel at college. So encoding. This has to do with how you take information in. Okay, so if this was a in-class presentation, I would tell my students that when you show up for class, be awake. You can't go to class and be falling asleep. You're not taking information down. Take notes. Don't just sit there and listen to the communications. In this class, when you see every slide, you should be taking notes on every slide that I talk about. Take notes on it. Encode the information properly. Have you ever studied for a test and got the answers and put the answers down, thought you nailed it, but you actually got it wrong because you studied the information wrong? That's a flaw in encoding. So encoding means be aware, pay attention, read all the information, review these videos multiple times, and make notes on these slides. 2, consolidation. This is the one that most college students, this is what separates A's, B's, and C's right here. Repetition. You got to repeat the stuff over and over and over again. You cannot cram before a test and expect to do well. You're going to learn a bunch of new terms in this course. It's going to be like learning German in here. Okay? So you have to repeat stuff over and over again. Review these videos multiple times. Repeat your notes over a time, over and over and over. That's called consolidation. I can't tell you how many students have come to me and said they studied their ass off and didn't do well. That's bullshit. They didn't study their ass off. They didn't study near enough of what they had to study to succeed. Okay? Repetition. This is why you shouldn't take too many courses in a semester or be too overloaded with your work obligations. You need to focus your time on being a full-time student if that's at all possible. And then 3, retrieval. Have you ever studied really hard for something and you're sitting there in the test and you remember studying the material, you remember where you were sitting, you remember that biscuit you were eating, you remember the tea you were drinking, but you can't remember the damn stuff you're supposed to remember to put down on the test? Okay? There are 2 things that affect retrieval. Assuming you encoded properly and you consolidated properly, 2 things that affect retrieval are anxiety and sleep deprivation. Okay? So it is absolutely true that you need to get a good night's sleep before an examination. I know you've heard it a million times. Okay? But it's true. It turns out if you get a short night's sleep, that shortens your REM sleep. REM sleep occurs in greater majority at the end of the night. REM is the consolidation part of your dreaming, of your sleeping. Okay? So you may wake up feeling strong physically, but mentally you're chugging along. So get a good night's sleep. Don't be sleep deprived. That means don't drink too many caffeinated products. And finally, if you have any anxiety, take some deep breaths during the class, during the test, relax. If it's a serious problem, go get yourself checked out by the DRC. And maybe we can get you extended time to take a test. These are 2 killers, sleep deprivation and anxiety. Anyway, those are my tips for you for studying. I'll show you later in the semester how your studying will actually change the structure of your brain. All right? So right now, proper encoding, proper consolidation, and proper retrieval. Good luck, my friends.